Okay guys, now we're going to take a look at delay. So whereas we learned a minute ago that reverb was multiple reflections of a sound coming back all at different times and different volume levels, creating a tail, a delay is a distinct repeat of a sound or a distinct echo, and we'll be able to hear the difference. So if I put a delay plugin on this guy's vocal track, so we just go to delay and we're going to use the standard Pro Tools modulation delay or the mod delay 3. So if I set my wet dry balance to 50% so as I can hear both the original and the delayed signal in equal volume levels, I've got a delay time of 250 milliseconds. Let's just solo his voice and hear what that sounds like.
I take the fortune and fame.
There's bypassed.
I take the fortune and fame.
And with delay.
I take the fortune and fame.
Okay, so we can hear it as a distinct repeat, whereas the reverb was a mush or a tail. So delay can also be called echo as well, because actually where it's set there at the moment at about 250 milliseconds sounds like what we call a slap back echo, as if you were standing maybe 30 or 50 feet away from a wall and you're hearing your echo, your voice echoing back at you. So both delay and reverb are often used in vocal production to sweeten up vocals and make them sound more exciting than maybe they are as just a dry, raw vocal singing. It really adds some excitement to vocals, particularly in pop vocals. It's all about having delay and reverb effects on it. So a simple delay might be easier to set up. We might have less controls than a reverb. I just basically have the most important one is my delay time control. I basically, how long after the original sound is there going to be a gap until the delayed repeat happens. So it's currently there, it's 300 milliseconds, so I'll hear the original sound, and then 300 milliseconds later I'll hear the repeat sound. So the general rule here is anything after 50 milliseconds, our brains, we perceive it as a delay, as a different repeat of the sound. Anything under 50 milliseconds, it's happening too close to the original sound, but it's obviously slightly later, so our brain perceives that as the phasing kind of sound. Basically, if I have a sound and then a delayed copy of that a couple of milliseconds later, it's actually going to cancel out some of the frequencies in that sound, because some of the compressions will be cancelling out some of the rarefactions of certain frequencies. So we get a sound like this. If I have a delay time of maybe 5 milliseconds, let's hear what that sounds like.
I take the fortune and fame.
Again, bypass it.
I take the fortune and fame.
And put a delay of 5 milliseconds.
I take the fortune and fame.
Can you hear that almost washy sound? And if I maybe set this to 8 milliseconds, different frequencies will be cancelled out.
I take the fortune and fame. I take the fortune and fame. I take the fortune and fame.
So we can clearly hear that happening. So for anything from maybe 1 to 50 milliseconds will cause a phasing effect or cancelling out of frequencies. And then anything after 50 milliseconds, now this is only a guideline roughly, but anything after 50 milliseconds, we start to hear as an actual distinct repeat of the sound. If I sweep up from 1 milliseconds as that's repeating, let's have a listen.
I take the fortune and fame. I take the fortune and fame. I take the fortune and fame. I take the fortune and fame.
Okay, so you get the idea. Once we get over the 50 milliseconds, it's an echo. Anything under that, it's kind of a phasey, a chorusy sound, if you like, or a washy kind of sound.